They're not ignoring you by accident. They're doing it on purpose, and they know exactly what it does to your brain. Being ignored by someone you care about activates the same part of your brain as physical pain, not metaphorically, literally. So when someone gives you the silent treatment, it doesn't register as distance. It registers as damage, real damage. And that's why it stays with you longer than words ever could, because silence feels like rejection without explanation. And you're not built to sit inside that. When someone suddenly goes quiet on you, your mind doesn't stay still. It starts searching. What did you do? What changed? Your brain replays everything, searching for answers that never come. Because it needs closure. It needs something solid. But the silent treatment gives you nothing. And that's the problem. It creates a gap, and your mind rushes to fill it. Not with facts, but with assumptions. Usually the worst ones. You start blaming yourself. You assume you were the problem, because uncertainty feels worse than a painful truth. At least with words, you know where you stand. With silence, you're left in the dark. Think about the last time someone ignored you. Not a stranger, someone important. You sent a message, they saw it, and then nothing. Hours pass, then days, and suddenly something simple becomes heavy. You check your phone constantly. You reread what you sent. You wonder if you said too much. That's not overthinking. That's you trying to repair a connection that was cut without warning. Because at a deeper level, disconnection feels like danger. Your chest tightens. Your thoughts speed up. Your focus locks onto that one person. Not because you're weak, but because you're wired to react. Silence is never neutral. And here's the part most people miss. This isn't just silence. It's controlled absence. A calculated withdrawal designed to make you question yourself, to make you chase, to make you adjust. No words, no confrontation, just pressure. And pressure reshapes behavior. Over time, something subtle starts to happen. You become more careful, more cautious. You think twice before speaking. You hold back opinions. You avoid saying things that might trigger that silence again. Not because you want to, but because you remember exactly how it felt. So you adapt. And the scariest part? You don't see it happening. It feels like growth, like you're being more understanding. But in reality, you're shrinking. Quietly. Your honesty becomes filtered, your expression becomes restricted, your confidence becomes conditional, all to avoid being ignored again. Because silence doesn't just hurt you, it teaches you. And what it teaches you is the most dangerous part. It teaches you that connection can disappear without warning. That warmth can turn cold instantly, that someone can be there one moment and gone the next, without explanation. And that lesson stays. It lingers. You start expecting it. Even when nothing is wrong, you notice small changes in tone, delays in replies, shifts in behavior, and your mind fills in the blanks before anything even happens. Because once you've experienced that kind of silence, you don't forget it. But there's another layer most people don't talk about. It doesn't just make you anxious, it makes you dependent. Because when they finally come back, when they respond, when the silence breaks, you feel relief, immediate relief, and that relief rewires something. Relief becomes the reward. Silence, pain, relief. And now your brain ties them together. That's how patterns form, not through constant harm, but through inconsistency. Because inconsistency keeps you hooked. It keeps you waiting. It keeps you hoping. And you hold on to that hope, even when it's hurting you. So you stay, you wait, you adjust. Not because you don't see it, but because part of you still wants the connection, even if it's the source of the pain. And over time, that confusion becomes normal. You stop asking for clarity. You stop expecting communication. You accept silence as part of the relationship. And that's when it does the most damage. Because now you're not just experiencing it, you're living inside it. So the next time someone goes silent on you, pay attention to what happens inside you. Not just what they're doing, but what you start doing. The thoughts, the doubt, the adjustments. Because that shift, that quiet change in your behavior, that's where the real impact is. And maybe the most important question isn't why they went silent, but why your mind worked so hard to make that silence feel acceptable. Because the moment you accept silence as normal, you've already lost something you can't name. And the person who silenced you, they're counting on you never figuring out what it was. So ask yourself honestly, are you still waiting for someone who already knows you will?